Okay, so let me guide you in that step-by-step tutorial in the making of a workshop like that here. What we have is basically a website that is responsive to many computer screen, but also to phone. So if I go in adaptive consumption mode, then it automatically switches to a different layout and it adapts. So let's say I have a grid here. So when I get out of this adaptive consumption, then the grid have more images in every row. So let's go there step by step, and you'll be able to do it. So first thing first, in Visual Studio Code, you need to have a folder that kind of have a name that you can get that you can get good inspiration from. That is I don't know, that have no space, no spatial character. And in Visual Studio Code, you have to go open folder. This is really important to do at first, to go and open folder, because otherwise some of the function of Visual Studio Code won't be accessible. So for now, right now, I don't have any files, HTML files created so far. So let's go ahead and create that. I'll put myself in a corner. So then, yeah, you just create a file by doing new file here. And then you just say that this is a HTML file. So it will ultimately recognize that this is an HTML file. You name it index.html, really important, because index.html file, this have to be the first page of your website, exactly like that. So I did it myself, and once it appears here, it's my index.html. If you just go and question mark and enter, what it actually do when you do that is it push, let's see, I just erase that because I have one more. What it does is automatically create the whole code that you need to create in your HTML, the boilerplate, what we may see. So that means that there's the doc type here, there's the language here. If it's French, is FR, if it's English, is EN, and so on and so forth. And then the head is where you address the browser, meaning that, go get all of my my character, my universal type format, so accent, $, etc. And then the viewport, this tell the browser that, okay, the screen that you have here, this is one, so this is one, and just arrange the tag accordingly to that. So it's kind of important, especially if you work in a responsive way. And then the title, well, you gotta give a title for your page that represents your page. It's not a title that we shall see. Let me show you. It's so let's say on Google, for instance, and I just go, I type my name because I know that mine is done. So here you see I have my name and the title of my page. If I go in my page, for instance, here, and I go and I inspect my title, what I see here, my title here is actually the title that was shown in my title here. Israël depuis artiste contemporain. It was the title that was displayed in Google. So it's kind of an important tag. So let's just like Ocean Vong here, for instance, something that you wanna have for your page, so that the Google browser indexes that well. Okay, so let's start first by analyzing what we want. We want a navigation here. We also want some content here. So what I have here, I have a header, and then I have a main content, and then I have a footer. So I shall start with my nav here. And then in my nav, I have 3 links that point to their respective pages. So go to my first pages here, and it will be home. Then my next one, point href means hypertext reference, so where does it goes. My second page will be video.html, even if it does not exist anymore. It does not exist yet. I could program that page because I know it will exist at a certain point, that I could just copy and paste that one, right, and say that the second one will be, well, work.html. Let's do that, work.html, and then it present the text work.html with cap lock. Okay, so if I just save that, what do I have to do to actually see that is I have to go in my folder and where everything of that is saved, and then I just double click on my folder, and because his name is .html, well, it will automatically load in a browser, because that's how my computer is made. You open .html5 in a browser. So I can see that now it's in Times News, it's underlined, it's not I want. And so what I need to stylize that is CSS. So I will create another file. So I'll go file, and I'll go new file, but this time is a CSS type of file. The name, you choose, like style is a pretty good name. Style.css, for instance, and then you will put all of your rules. So it goes like that. It's always the rules. So for instance, body, because body is the parent of everything. And so most of what I'll put in the body will be applied to the whole text. And then I need my curly bracket here. And then inside my curly bracket, I will be able to put tags. I will be able to put rules. So for instance, font family. Let's say what kind of font here. What kind of font do I, what kind of font family do I want? So I want Arial here, for instance. And so then, yes, boom, if I refresh my pages, it's not, I gotta save that. Oh yeah, it's not doing anything. Well, how could this page know that he is related to that CSS? This is right. So I have to go up here and go and add another tag in my head and say link rel, and what is rel is like relative to that page. I have a style sheet, and where is that style sheet? Well, it's href, the name is style.css. So just by putting that here, it says that, okay, see, now they are working together. They're working together because they know that this page here is related to that page here. Let's click in that here so that we have both of our page in one same document. It will be more easy to use to do the style here and then the formatting here. So I said that most of the thing that you put in the body will be inherited by the other tags. That's right, but there's also exception. So for instance, color and underline, well, they are not inherited in terms of the link because they did not inherit it from their parents. So I have to go in my link to tell them that I want them to have a particular color, so I don't know, black, for instance, here. Okay, and now it will work, okay, because you know now that yes, that's a different color. If I put my color here, if I put my color in the body here and I save, no, it's not working. It will affect everything that's out of the page. Let's say I do this here, this will be black, or well, it's always black, right? If I put blue, blue here, for instance, my text of my page will be blue here, but not the text of my link. I really have to go in my link and said I want my link to be black, so that it's black. I also want my link to be not underlined, so that's the text decoration. Text decoration, none here, right? I just want no underline into that. So that's something here. Also, you've noticed that whenever you put several link one after another, because usually the link are one next to another in HTML pages, and now we want them one on top of the other. So because the thing is that A is an inline element, and we don't want them to be inline. We want them to display as blocks. So we'll just say, well, you know what, display here, display as block. So whenever I do that here, it put my element one on top of the other. So simply, and then, you know, just like you just continue. It's like, because it's a block, it can have a margin. So if I go margin bottom, for instance, well, now I've got margin bottom, I don't know, 50 pixels sounds good. And now 50 pixel, it will be 50 pixel, one on top of it, 15, right, yeah, a bit too much. Let's say 20, yeah, 20, good. I want some bold text, so font weight equal bold. Yes, please, I have what it takes. So, yeah, oh, and the margin left, right, that's right, yes. Margin left, I want something like, now I want to say 50 pixels, and margin top 50 pixels also. Yes, let's see. It makes sense. It's good. I like that. Yeah, should we adopt that? Yes, it is sold. It's nice. So I have my margin left and my margin bottom. Oh no, see, my margin left and my margin bottom, they were applied to each of them individually. It's not what I want. I would like my link to be in a block, and that block being moved like 50 pixel top, 50 pixel left. So that's right. So I'm gonna put my nav tag, and I'm gonna put in the nav tag my margin left and my margin top. This will be better here. Yes, this is what I want. Yeah, make more sense. Okay, so now I have my navigation on the left, and you've noticed that here, okay, there is like a lot of elements, and all of those elements are kind of tied together. They move together at once. So that's because there's one box that's wrapped around it. Okay, and that box is a div. Like in HTML, whenever you create a div, you create some sort of a box here. Okay, just create a big box. It makes no sense. It's not semantic. Like nav, this is a navigation, so it makes sense for the browser. The browser know that it's a navigation, but the div could be anything. So I will name it. Wrapper there, for instance. And this will be my box. It will be my box, and in my box I'll be able to put stuff, for instance, here. And in the CSS, I'll create a category for that. Right now I have nothing in my wrapper, but I'll create a category like that. I create a rule here, and yeah, so what it does is basically it states what is my wrapper. So for instance, I will give it a width, because I mean my wrapper here, what's the width of that? I don't know, 60% of the size of the screen. So I can go with 60% of the size of the screen. And so there's nothing right now in my wrapper, so I don't know what happened. But let's say I just like fill with placeholder text, or I'll just like take a bunch of text here. So you'll see what I mean here. If I take that text here and I put it there, yes, and I refresh, you can see that my text don't go all the way, you know, it takes 60% of the page only. See, if I just go like that here, and it will go with 100%. If I don't say nothing, it goes 100%. If I say something, it goes 60%. Okay. And so this is why I've put this for now for my wrapper. But you know, this is okay. It's like, okay, yeah, I want the wrapper to be 60% of the page, but I would also like my wrapper to be next to my navigation. Like here, my menu is here, and my like wrapper with all of my stuff is on my right, and it is floating. So I need to tell my wrapper, you know what? Hey, float. Yeah, float right. Yeah, because I want you to be on my right. There's many other ways to do that, like notably with the grid and the flex box that I could explain later on, but float work good. So now, yeah, see, my text is floating on the right of my pages. It doesn't go all the way to the top because this is not floating. So as long as this is not floating, it take, the block, any block in HTML take the old page. So now, because I don't say nothing to my navigation and I don't give it a width, it just it's just here. So I gotta say to my navigation, well, I gotta say, well, first you have a width in your 30% of the page, something like that, and then you are floating. Also, you're floating what? You're floating left because the other one is floating right. And then automatically, poof, this one come and they are both next to one other. Of course, yes, well, I'm gonna put a margin top so that it align. It was 50 pixel for one, 50 pixel for the other. And so then it will have a margin of 50 pixel on its top and margin of 50 pixel on the top, margin left, right. And yeah, I think I should put also a margin right to my wrapper so that there's a bit of space also on the right here. So basically I have a structure here. I have two elements that stand side by side, my navigation and my wrapper taking 60% of the space and my navigation taking 30% of the space with some margin on top, with some margin on top and on left, with some margin on top and on left. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Okay, I like that. So let's go ahead and put that in a category, and let's put yeah, I'll just go ahead and remove that and put it in the right box, because I want all my content to be semantic, because I want my browser to know what's the main important thing. So yeah, so everything like titles, the page, you put them in a header. So I'll go ahead and make a header. So this will be my header of my web page, where my hero image will go. How do you go with a hero image? You go EMG, and then yeah, SRC this go and get an image someplace. Where's my image? It's in my assets file, and it's my home image here. So that's my hero image. So that's good. My hero image will load here. Right away, you've noticed that my image, okay, it's not stretching because it appear 100% of its size, like if I don't say nothing else. So that's the flash amount of pixel that I have on my page. So in order to have my my image to stretch, I gotta tell them. So let me see. I can go and say in my header, okay, whenever you saw an image, EMG, well, put it at 100% width. Okay, so just go width, and I'll go 50%. So that will help me to say that my image is always 50. Oh no, sorry, this is stupid. My image 100%. I don't know why I said 50%. My image is always like 100% of the width of his parent. So like 50% here and 30% here, and the image is 100% of this box, which is this box is 60% of the page. Let me just be clear here. Now visually here, I have in my body here, I have my nav that's taking 30% and floating left, and I have my wrapper who's taking 60% and floating right. But in the wrapper, well, because there's a margin and all, well, the image, the wrapper is smaller, and then the image here is taking 100% of the wrapper. See what I mean? Okay. Now I need a title. here. So I'll go title. My first title is always the H1, and I can put my first title here, which is Ocean Vuong, one of my great reading this summer on Earth were briefly beautiful. So I just let myself inspire by that. So yeah, so here's my title that will come just right after my images. Where is my title? My title is justified on my right side of my page. So let me create a tag for that. You've noticed that in front of wrapper, because I created the name, I've put a dot because it's a class. It's like me. I said that this div name is wrapper, but H1, this is part of HTML like language. I don't decide that H1 got to be named H1. They are what it is, so they don't need a point in front of them. And then I could just go with text align. Let's say on my left or my right here, and then you could put any color you want to that. You can have your text looking at this page. Do I have a margin top on that? No, I don't think I have a margin, so that's good. I could put margin top if I would like my text to be my title to be like more close to the text that's following. So then after my header, right, I go ahead and what I have is my main content. So let me just create a main content like that. And in my main content, I have some paragraph. I just hit the wrong. I have paragraph like that. So let me just take my first paragraph here. Boom, boom, boom. First paragraph. And then my second paragraph here. Second paragraph here. There we go here. Blah, blah, blah. And second paragraph here, and that's good. Okay, so yeah, I have my paragraph that come here and there. If I want to align it, well, they're aligned in this in the good sense, but let's say I want to justify them. I go text align, justify, etc., etc. There's a phrase here, so this is like my footer. Let's go ahead so that Ocean Vuong don't think that this is his official website, quite minimal. So let's create a footer here, and the footer, and let's say because we're gonna go and put small letter in the bottom, we could go with small, and then we could go with EM. Those are kind of the semantic way to say, well, this is like a quotation. This is something that credited someone as a spatial mention for the web for the website. So yeah, so then I could just go and say okay, I don't know, I want this to be to have some margin on the bottom, for instance, because it's too close. So I go with the footer, easy, you know, it's the whole footer that I want to be there. So I'll go with margin top here, and I'll put a I don't know, a 50 pixel on the footer here, and that's it. It will be 50% up, and align, text align here, and I could go just text align right here, so my text is aligned on my right. So I have my first pages, everything look clean, everything look flush, and yeah, and the image is 100% of the width of the page.